Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Friends Podcast, man. Thank you so much for joining us again. If it's your first time, thank you for coming through, man. We appreciate everybody, man.
Yep,
So let me introduce myself. My name is Matt, and I'm here with my co-host.
I am Rod, and this is the Friends Podcast. Make sure you check us out on all streaming platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, YouTube.
Yeah, man. We're everywhere you could even imagine. So go ahead and check in with us, tap in with us, and all that cool shit, man. We here, man. We here. So hit us up on Instagram. So let's kind of start how we always do, man. What's going on with you this week?
I recently went to go see the new Jordan Peele movie, Nope,
Oh, that
with
came out?
Kiki. Yep, it just came out recently with Kiki and Daniel Kaluuya. I
Yeah,
believe that's how you say his last
I
name,
think
but
Kaluuya.
Kaluuya. Yeah, it was a very interesting movie. I don't without um, ruin it for people, because I feel like the trailer was just very mysterious.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really know what the fuck is gonna happen in it, so I'm gonna let everyone make their own opinions of it. Reading all these little blogs and movie reviews and things of that nature, people do love the movie. I thought it was. I'm still processing it. I don't know if I want to say good or bad, but it's definitely a new story that I haven't seen before. And I feel like that's really good with the Jordan Peele movies when you think of horror and that type of genre of movies. Like, I just like seeing different. It's not all about bloody, some dude who with a chainsaw and just walking, or a knife or something, just walking, and he always manages just to catch up to people. Like, I never understood that. Like how do you how are you even hitting these people?
Like
Like,
you walking like at a regular pace, but you still catch up. How?
yeah, it's like you just doing a fast walk and this dude's full out sprinting for his life, and you always manage just to be right behind him.
Like, come on now.
Like, that shit just don't make any sense. What about you?
Yeah, it's like a different type of horror. I definitely got to check Nope out as soon as possible. For me, nothing too much going on, man. Just doing this editing and stuff like that. Just chilling for real. I haven't been doing too much. I've just been in the crib. I mean, monkeypox is out here, so they said that shit is about to be a pandemic in a minute. So I'm like, let me go ahead and stay in the crib,
I didn't
chill
even
out.
know. I didn't even know what monkeypox is.
You ain't been keeping up? That's yeah. It's one of these little diseases and shit that
Uh,
I think may be airborne at this point. Don't quote me, but yeah, I'm in the crib for the most part. But with that being said, we can get into this first topic. So I guess I'll go ahead and intro that right now. So recently, young, I was about to say young Draco, but Big Draco. Let me not disrespect, the legend. So Big Draco, aka Soulja Boy, I believe he was in Atlanta with 12 of his, compadres, his friends and whatnot. And he ran down on Charleston White. If you guys don't know, Charleston White is a social media guy where I think he's on YouTube and he's on a bunch of different platforms, just kind of speaking this type of rhetoric like fuck all the gang shit, fuck all this killing and all that shit. So basically, Soulja Boy ran
I mean,
down
he
on
seems
him.
like also an activist too.
Yeah, activist. Yeah, let me not diminish what he doing, but so Soulja Boy ran down on Charleston White and said, "Hey, I just want to talk to you. I just want to talk to you. I just want to talk to you." And what happened was Charleston White pulled out the pepper spray and maced him like real quick.
Got him with that bear mace.
Yeah, like the real shit, like the industrial side, bro. But yeah, like so I don't know, like did when you first heard this news, like did it strike you as like unusual?
No, like, I don't know. I feel like it makes sense to me. Like, if 12 people were just like walking up to me super aggressively and I had some mace in my pocket, yeah, all of y'all niggas getting maced. Every last one of you.
Hey,
Like, don't walk up to me like that. Like, probably Soldier Boy just super energy talking about, I want to talk to you, partner. Like, trying to walk up and trying to check me in some sort and try to make like a video. Like, I feel like that's really what it was, like a social media or something, because it's just like, in my knowledge of Charleston White, he always has been against gangs and things of that nature, and that's what Soldier Boy want to be. He want to be this gangster, this
mm-hmm.
um, portrayal of street nigga. Or apparently, I don't know why, but in my opinion of Soulja Boy, I mean, he was a 16-year-old boy. He played video games, made music, one of the first rappers on the internet, and kind of blew up that digital way of being a rapper.
Mm-hmm.
Made dance records like You and Clone, Baby Names, things of that nature. Street nigga was never on the list of things that I thought of when I said Soulja Boy.
Yeah, back then, not at all. I mean, he did have a song called "Shootout" back then too. So I don't know if that was about a real shootout he had been in, and I don't know. But to me, I wasn't really shocked because, like you said, like Charleston White kind of tells everybody who he is, and you should know if you run up on him, he's prepared because he done beef with a couple rappers and threatened a couple people lives. So I know he ready for whenever somebody come up to him. So
Nah, he
I
never
don't
lacking.
never, whether it's with pepper spray. I don't know if he carry. I'm pretty sure he carry a gun. He from Texas.
Yeah, I've seen him. He
Um,
he be carrying weapons.
yeah, so Soulja Boy better be lucky and had that Draco on him for real, because it could have ended up a totally different way. But he spared his life. Charleston spared his life. So
And I've been seeing stories like online. They be like, oh, he's so pussy for Mason and like what dude is gonna make somebody blah blah blah. It's like why not? Like I don't understand that.
I honestly I don't know, because my thing is Soulja Boy pussy for trying to get points off a nigga that's not a street nigga. Like
Yeah.
you just trying to play him and just kind of, like you said, record a video and let me talk to you, let me try to punk you right quick. But he Charleston obviously wasn't going like for none of that shit. So I really don't know. Like to me, Soulja Boy just really made himself look like a clown here. And then he gonna talk about. And then after the fact, he was talking about, I thought Charleston was a gangster. I thought he was a street. No, if you know who Charleston White is, he tells you this is not who he is. So I don't get where Soulja Boy was trying to, like, maybe what was he trying to talk about though? I think that would provide some good context. Like, what was Soulja Boy trying to actually,
That's
discuss with
really
him?
what I want to know. It's like, what could you possibly want to talk about with Charleston White, Soulja Boy?
I don't
I,
know.
like, what do y'all have to talk about? Like, are you about to go help out the black community or something? Like,
That would be dope.
I just don't feel like he would have felt like, obviously he probably felt threatened enough to Mace, like, so I don't think it was anything like positive that Soulja Boy was walking up to him on.
I doubt it.
It's,
I highly doubt it.
it had to be some like super just disrespectful, something that was said. He probably was yelling, "Hey nigga," or something like that. It was like, and somebody come up with you like that kind of energy, you do got to kind of be on your P's and Q's, especially when it's like a gang of
12.
like dudes just like all walking up to me.
Like that's crazy. Like, and that's the thing, he came up with that energy. So it's like, if he really wanted to do some community outreach, or he really wanted to do some shit like, oh, let me talk to you about setting up this program and woo, 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 you're not gonna
You're not gonna walk
pro
up with 12 people.
yeah.
You would just be like, "Hey, what's up? Like, let me holler at you right quick."
Because if I'm not mistaken, I feel like Charleston White be moving around by himself for the most part. I don't know. I really don't know too much about Charleston White. I just saw, like, a couple interviews. He was on 85 South. He was on different platforms, but I don't know. Like I said, Soulja Boy just looked like a clown once again. Um, and I hate to see it though. Like, that's Big Draco, man. That's everybody's OG. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he probably the first rapper to get maced.
he might be the first rapper to get based, which is crazy. But yeah, man. So that's what's going on with them. So I guess we can go ahead and move on to the next thing here that we have. So next topic we got, man, something going on. Something is I don't know if it's the heat going on, or, like, it's so damn hot, 100 degrees and shit like that. But so we came across this story where an NYC man jumped from the subway tracks trying to escape from the cops, man. Like, man, just tell me, man, what is going on out here? Like, what's the problem?
Yeah, this dude looks like he's from Queens, and this was in the Brooklyn area, around there
Mm-hmm.
for sure. And this guy was running away from the cops on the subway system and stuff like that. He walked up, or got to this elevated part of the subway, and he thought he was fucking Spider-Man or something. The way he just leapt across, like from the subway to the building, fucked up his leg trying to get away. And then I'm looking at it. Like all the people was literally yelling at him about like, "Hey, don't jump, don't jump."
Don't do it.
Yeah, and the cops are just all looking, and he really jumped, but he made it though. So shout out to him.
Yeah, he's
He,
still alive.
yeah, he got some skills. Like I definitely, when I was looking at the video, I was like, man, this dude is about to fall. Which is originally why I was looking. I was like, man, this like, like he about to jump and like just not make it.
Yeah. Oh, you were just trying to see somebody.
Yeah, I was really just expecting him to jump and fall on the ground. And cops just like lock his ass up. But when he made it, I was like, oh, like this video's different. Like I don't
Damn,
know.
he did make it.
They still ended up catching him though. Like, but
Nah, he definitely fucked his leg up from that jump, because he jumped from like high to not all the way to the ground, but it was to a lower building. It looks like.
I heard you when you jump, you want to make sure you roll. He probably didn't.
Yeah,
he definitely didn't do that.
You can't really tell if he rolled or not. The angle on this video was bad, but yeah, his leg probably on. Damn, that's crazy. But I don't know,
It's a
man.
high-ass jump.
Yeah, it was. So it's like, what compels people? Like, is it that serious?
You think you would have made that jump?
I wouldn't even try to make the jump in the first place. But do I think? Probably not, to be honest. I mean, I would have made it, but I would have definitely got injured. Like, you got to be a Superman type nigga, like a Spider-Man type nigga to, stick that landing for sure. Like, that shit was crucial. But like, I mean, I would ask like what compels people to run from the cops, but I get it. I understand. He might have had, blick on him. He might have had, some type of, paraphernalia on him or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like in this case right here, like you might as well just go ahead and get caught.
Yeah.
Like you just up on like a pole and it's like 100 people all just looking at you. If you make that jump, you better get away.
You have to, because now your leg broke and you locked up.
Exactly, and that's what happened for this poor fellow here from the fucking Brooklyn or Queens or wherever.
Yeah, man, sad shit going on, man. So
looking real dumb.
I mean, yeah, for the most part, yeah, he looking pretty stupid right now. He could have just stopped at the beginning. I'm not one of them niggas that's like, oh, comply with the police every time they stop you. Just put your hands behind your back. I'm not that type of dude, but like,
if I was gonna risk it, it's not worth risking killing yourself though.
Yeah.
Like you just gotta go ahead and like chalk it up. Be like, man, damn.
Yeah, go ahead and go up there to Rikers.
Yeah.
Go sit down to Rikers right quick and shit. Fight your case.
He didn't have to jump either. He could have literally just like climbed up over on the subway and try to at least run on the subway or something.
Yeah, he could have, because he was up on the platform, like where, like if you ever been in New York, sometimes the platform is in the middle of the street, but it's high up. So he could have just kept running down the street on the platform.
I mean, he would have obviously got caught too that way, because it just went to the platform on the other side. Like, hey, he's running that way. Like it's one route. Like either way, it just not looking good. Like one dude on foot, and it's like literally about 20 cops there, all looking at you. Like, wow, just they really didn't say anything. I thought that was the most funniest thing in the video. They looked at him like, not one of them said don't jump.
Yeah,
they're just like,
do it.
Like,
go ahead.
Like, they really want to see if he would do it or not. Like that's was the looking that I got from like their faces. And it's like, man, he really did it. One dude like try to jump the fence and try to run after him. Other people were just like, well,
yeah, just let him go.
Yeah,
we'll get him later. I mean, they had his name already, so it's like, because I think this was from a traffic stop, so they had his license plate and all that shit. So
yeah, it's like they had pictures of him. That this video, like at that point, if he's willing to jump, you might as well let him go.
Yeah, well, if we don't get him today, we'll get him tomorrow. Type shit. But yeah, I don't know if it's the heat that's making people just act crazy like this. Because I remember I seen a video of this kid subway surfing too. Like he on the subway on the top of that shit surfing, and he knocked his head on some shit that one of the bars or some shit. And he got severely injured. Like, I don't know what the fuck going on in New York or even around the country right now, man. Like,
yeah, there's a lot of pointless crime just going on. I've been seeing an increase in mass shootings it's literally all over. And I'm like, I've never heard this many stories about mass shootings before. I mean, maybe that just goes into that debate about these guns shouldn't be really on the street like that, like AR-15s and guns of that type of caliber shouldn't be on the streets. Man, I agree with that. Like, it probably shouldn't be.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of go back and forth with it. Um, I would really need to know, like, because when you said like, oh, it's so many mass shootings, there's so much shit going on. I'm thinking like, is it that many more than it was before? Because I don't really have the data on the old shit, to be honest, to say that like, oh, we see like a big influx. I know it's been more mass shootings than days this year for sure, but I can't say that it's been more than we've seen in the past. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, because like the stories, I feel like normally I just don't hear about it like as often as I do now. Maybe because just social media, like everything's in your face, and news is just depressing. Like, it makes you just not even.
man,
I don't even like looking at news or like the timeline about stories like that.
hmm yeah, it's been that way. I feel like the news not meant to be like they might throw like a cool segment on there, like, oh, Kids Day, it's kids getting their face painted, or like, oh, we got a grandma that just turned 100 years old. Like that, they be throwing sprinkling shit in there, but like for the most part, it's not. The news is not there for us to be like happy or be positive about shit because there's a bunch of negative shit they put on there. So
Yeah, I got a grandma who's over 100 years old. That shit
for
is
real,
crazy.
did they put it on the news?
Nah, I doubt it.
That's a milestone though, for real. Like if you make it to 100,
Yeah, I think she 100 and something, 103 maybe. I don't know.
yeah, that's dope. That's what's up. But yeah, man. Like I said, there's something in the water, something in the heat. Heat waves making motherfuckers crazy. Some shit, man. But I guess with that being said, let's move on to these discussion topics that we got for today.
I was reading up on this article about Missouri law makes it a crime for the homeless to sleep on state-owned land, including under bridges and overpasses. And I got to think, I was like, this seems like an attack on the homeless. Like, for them to pass a law like this, obviously there must be a lot of homeless people on the street.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just got me thinking, where will they go? Like, I feel like they're just gonna have to move out of Missouri.
Yeah, yeah, probably. And I saw something in the article that said, some homeless people have, legal troubles and felonies and misdemeanors that allow them to not find housing too. So it's like some people are homeless just not only just because they ain't got no money, but they just can't find housing. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah, I mean, but shelter, they probably overbooked,
hmm
and they're probably even more booked now with a law like this. They say it's supposed to take effect in the beginning of the new year. But I'm thinking of just like, where the hell would the homeless go? I mean, this is definitely a huge problem. Like, I feel like all across the U.S. with
oh,
homelessness.
for sure, for sure.
And if a law like this was to expand, man, these precincts and the jail cells gonna be overpopulated with people.
hmm
And these people, the homeless, is like, it's not just them being homeless, but a lot of them have mental issues.
Yeah, that too.
So it's just gonna be over a flood of tax dollars and tax money being spent inside of these institutions and all these people with mental issues, and they all need help. It's like, is this really what the government wants to do? Do they really want to spend all this money to get all these people off the street?
They do. They definitely do because I mean, think about it. We already have the most people incarcerated per capita, like in the world. And then so it's like if you can funnel more people into that system, and then the system, the industrial prison complex, you know how that works, where it's cheap labor. You know what I mean? So it's like if you can funnel all them people into there, just because they're homeless now, like man, it's just I feel like some of the when is the last
Seem
law
like
or
slavery.
it is. It's really modern. It's modern slavery. If you watch, damn, what's that shit? It was Ava DuVernay had some shit on Netflix called thir- the 13th. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it was just all about that institutionalized racism and how slavery is still here. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I think that's the point. Like, they really just want to pack these prisons. Like, because what else are people gonna do if they really ain't got nowhere to go? They gonna have to just go ahead and sleep on the street, and then they gonna get locked up for it, and then they gonna do this, almost free prison labor, pretty much. So,
So I mean, that's the negative, but what's the positives of, or do you see any positive?
um, I'm trying to, I'm trying to.
I
I mean,
mean,
I would,
thinking of it like, all right, so here around the New Jersey, New York area, whatever, there is a lot of homeless people and a lot of crime that just be going on, and it's fucking ridiculous at this point. Like the trains and everything like that. It's
mm-hmm,
like, man, these people need help. Like they
yeah,
need somewhere to go that's just not interfering with people who want to work and live like in what they feel a safe community.
right, yeah. They just be on the train, shitting, pissing, smoking crack, like,
Yeah, doing heroin, all that. Like,
yeah,
in a way, it's like, yeah, I would like to see them gone or at least get some help.
yeah. That would be the best. Definitely help.
Yeah, I want to see them get some help. I don't want to just see people just thrown in jail just because they ain't got nowhere to go. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. But they definitely need to be like in a shelter or like these mental institutions, like places that can help them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a lot of the money should be funneled towards like that kind of work.
Yeah, I mean, that's easier said than done, and I feel like that's not what people want to do, because you got to think about who's making these laws and how far removed they are from like being a normal citizen. You know what I mean? So they don't be on the train. Like, the people making the laws don't be on the train. They don't be in the trenches, quote unquote. So it's like,
And it'd be like, it's definitely kind of like, is people even need, do they even want the help?
yeah,
Like,
that's a good
I feel like a
question.
lot of them, they probably don't even really want help. Well, a lot of them with the mental issues, anyways. They
Hmm.
don't want help. They just want money and they're fixed right now. They're not looking to be saved. They're not trying to go get some assistance in that way. And that's kind of, man. So I mean, there's definitely some positives to a law like this, but I think it just tries to solve this problem the wrong way.
Yeah, because that's the positive I was trying to think of, was like, oh, maybe it'll motivate people that don't have homes to go get it out the mud for real. But some people just can't. Like, I've accepted that some people just don't have the means or the mental capacity or the opportunities to go work.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like. They really people don't want to offer jobs or anything like that to people like that. If they ain't got nowhere to go or a home, like that pretty much opts you out of finding a job. Like you have to have somewhere to go to get a job.
You got to go wash your ass every day. Like, have somewhere to charge your phone so you can have an alarm to wake up for work. You know what I mean? Like, all that shit.
People with records, it's like it's hard for them to find a job or opportunity.
This
Um,
is true.
so all that thing just added up, and then it's just over time and years. The damage that is already done to their body, their appearance, their everything's just,
Mental.
yeah, just dwindling over time and just
Yeah.
going through that harsh reality. It takes a toll on you. It's like it's gonna take more than just like having somewhere to stay.
Hmm. Yeah, for
Like
sure.
they need educations. It's definitely a factor that has to be looked at.
Yeah. No, I hate to see it though, because even when I was in Chicago this weekend, like, I seen kids out there, like little babies, just laying there in the grass, and then their mom or dad was sitting there with the sign, like, it's kids out there, bro. Like, so it's like,
Yeah, I always hate that when I be
yeah,
seeing a kid because I'm like, damn, like that's really just a bad draw.
Man.
Like like
It's
there's
like,
always someone worse than you, and
mm-hmm,
when people look at those kind of situations, it's like, man, being born in a family who are already homeless on the street ain't really got nothing,
mm-hmm,
or it's like, man, maybe you would have rather being in a different third world type country.
shit. I
Like
mean,
at
because
least
you know
they'd
how,
be happy.
cause inflation, you know how inflation is, so the shit already high. Like just to pay for just normal everyday things. Like, so yeah, maybe a third world country or a country where it's not as expensive would be better. But
Yeah, if everybody ain't got money, I mean, it don't look the same.
yeah,
Like
exactly. But I mean, to me though, like this law that Missouri is passing and is gonna put into effect, like I don't see the. I would need to hear an explanation of like, okay, how is this gonna? What does this help? Like, what's the point of this? Because there's a point for everything. Like,
I feel
obviously,
like that's just the rich. It's just like they just tired of seeing it, and they just want them away, just not in their vicinity, their sight. They want to give a reason for the cops to be like, get this homeless person out of my face.
hmm yeah,
Like,
which is it's
it's,
fucked up.
yeah, that's really, I feel like that's really the reality when I look at this a law like this. It's the rich people and the everyday people that just don't want homeless people or low class people around them.
Yeah, like go because they just be on the street anywhere. Like they try. The thing is though, like they don't be in the street in the super expensive, crazy neighborhoods though. They be in the more like middle class type neighborhoods, but maybe on the street, like off the freeway.
They be expanding though. They be going at like the more like homeless is it's getting real bad. I mean, especially around here, in the New York
For real.
area, they be like literally everywhere.
Yeah,
It can be the rich area, broke area, don't matter. They're gonna find somewhere to just lay.
yeah. And I wish I had the answers on like, oh, how we can solve it. Because right now I'm just saying like, oh, fuck this law. But like, I
Yeah,
don't have no alternative
it's like
to be
I've
honest.
seen a homeless person just shit on the street, and I'm just sometimes like I look at that and I'm like, take this man away. Like I was like, I don't want like yeah, like, I don't want to see that shit. Like get him out of here. So, eh, I mean, there's just I mean, I guess overall they need some help. Who gonna help? Nobody knows. But it obviously ain't the lawmakers. That's not um, who they're getting their money to put towards these laws. That's gonna help anything. People who giving them money are people who want them off the street, and that's why you see laws and policy like this. That's just how all these politicians work. They're not for the people. They for whoever giving them money. So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic here.
Yep. Oh, my bad. I was muted. I was trying to say something. Go ahead though. Let's move on to the next one.
I saw this topic, self-aware narcissist, and they said it's been all over TikTok, and they said I guess it's a hashtag NarkTok. I don't have a TikTok, but I saw this article and I was like, man, this is pretty interesting discussion. But the idea is that they feel like they're narcissists around the world. They feel like they're being demonized, and the word is just being just really overused, and it's just like expressing bad behavior. And a lot of people are like narcissists are just sick of it. And like, yeah, I'm a narcissist. And so what?
I mean, wouldn't a narcissist be sick of somebody talking shit? Like they want positivity. They want people to look at them positive. So of course they would be like, "Oh, we don't like this." You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel like a narcissist, they just care about themselves and their own opinions. Like, why do they even give a fuck about what
Mm,
anybody else say?
that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, but so yeah, this NarkTok shit. I don't know. It struck me as interesting because to me, when you was like when it's like self-aware, I felt like most narcissists aren't self-aware because if they were self-aware, that would kind of just give away the whole play. Like if you're a narcissist, I mean, the thing is like you're not aware of you being a narcissist. So I don't know. I just
See,
found it
when I think
interesting.
of the definition, and I was like, is that one of the qualities? Do you have to be aware if uh, like to be a narcissist? When I look at the definition here, I mean, there's probably multiple definitions, I'm sure, through like psychology or whatever.
Hmm.
But the general definition is personality qualities include thinking very highly of oneself, needing admiration, believing others are inferior, and lacking empathy for others.
Right, right, right.
So, I mean, the two things at the end is definitely, I feel like, negative connotation, like believing others are inferior and then lacking empathy.
Yeah, for sure. So I see this as well. So narcissism is extreme self-involvement to the degree that it makes a person ignore the needs of those around them. While everyone around may show occasional narcissistic behavior, true narcissists frequently disregard others or their feelings. So pretty much the same that you said. Um, so that's why I was saying like being aware, like that takes the fun out of it, quote unquote. Like if you're aware that you're a narcissist, but I guess that's a good thing because that means that people are actually aware of like their mental, instability, and they're trying to change that. But
And I feel
um
like a narcissist, you can have like the qualities of it, like sometimes, but does that make you a narcissist all the time? Like, or do you have to always have these feelings? Like, I feel like things just change over time, and you probably like everyone. I feel like has some narcissistic qualities.
possibly, I mean, it could be maybe to a certain degree. Like maybe it's just like being fully yourself or being arrogant. But narcissism is like to the extreme. You know,
Do
like
you think
maybe
you're a narcissist?
not at all, not at all.
Okay.
Like I feel like I'm far away from that.
I feel like what qualifies like someone to be a narcissist, like the qualities of just being confident and believing in oneself and things of that nature, or everybody wants admiration. At least that's what it seemed like on social media. Everyone wants to be admired. All these social media models and things of that nature, Borg or whatever, they're all just begging for attention, likes, clicks.
Right.
Are they all narcissists? I mean, is it part of this social media era that's just making everyone a narcissist?
I mean, I think there could be some people that are, narcissists that are these models on Instagram that just want likes and stuff like that. Um, but I don't think it necessarily just because you're an Instagram model and you just pop in and all you post is just pictures of you looking fine as hell. And like, I don't think that necessarily makes you a narcissist because right here it says, excuse me, it says that you ignored the needs of the people around you, and then they don't understand the effect that their behavior has on other people. So I think we would have to look like
You
outwardly
don't
it
think
looks like it,
Instagram models do that?
but we don't know that because we
I
don't know the
mean,
people around them. No, you know what I mean? Like we would have to like outwardly it looks like, oh, she just thinks she's fine, blah 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 blah, but we don't really know how they treat the people that's like around them every day. I
yeah,
think that's where we could really figure out like, oh, are they really a narcissist or not?
because I'm just
Um,
imagine you have to take a lot of photos of yourself.
mhm.
Like this, I'm pretty sure a lot of social media like models do that. They take a whole bunch of photos everywhere they go, blah blah blah. But a lot of times that could just be a portrayal of what they trying to appear as. But so maybe you're right. Maybe we just don't know what else is going on. But
Cause
yeah,
like I said, it could just be arrogance.
you
Like
gotta
it's,
make
it's
you gotta get some money.
yeah. I mean, that's what it is. And if you could, look good and get money, like I cannot knock that hustle. But I think it's more about, and I think that it goes to the point where you said like, oh, it has this negative connotation. But I think that people don't really understand what it is. And I think that anytime somebody's arrogant or super confident, that they just say, oh, you're a narcissist. But like it's certain traits and definitions to the word. You know what I mean? So just because somebody
Yeah,
fine on Instagram don't mean.
they throw it around super loosely. They're just calling everyone a narcissist, which is like, especially in this day and age,
Hmm.
like they'll call fucking Kanye a narcissist just because he's super confident. And but I mean, obviously he's helped a lot of people for his team
Hmm.
and like fed a lot of families, and he has a business. So
For sure.
and he loves his family. Like I don't know. It's like it don't seem like he's a narcissist, but I mean, it seems more or less like Kim and the Kardashians. Like they're narcissistic. Like
Nah, you can't call them narcissistic and call Kanye not narcissistic to me. But once again, we don't know them. We don't know them. We don't know
I
their
mean, they
personal
put their
life.
life on camera, and
But
like we've been like they've been on TV since they were young.
you ain't never watched that show.
I mean, I've seen it in the past.
Okay.
I don't watch it now, but I just know like they're they've been on camera since they were young, and until today, they're still want to be the center of attention.
Yeah, yeah.
It seems like a very narcissistic family. Like, in my opinion, I mean,
It do seem like it, but like I said, I think that that's where we had to be careful. Like I said, like we just need to. But like I agree with that. They do put their shit on Front Street. Like they put it on, you know, WeTV or whatever channel it was on. So I get that, but that's also just a very small slice of their lives. So I don't know. But I feel like if Kanye is narcissist or if Kim is a narcissist, then Kanye is too. That's how I feel. Cause I mean, I don't want to go on no Kanye rant right now. But yeah, I don't want to speak bad about Kanye right now because I know people gonna get mad. So I'm gonna leave that alone. But I guess
I don't know. I feel like no one loved himself as much as Kim Kardashian.
uh, I don't know. I can see where you're going. I can see where you're going with that. Um, but I guess to circle back, like so with this NarkTok thing, I guess so. The person that they're highlighting in this article was I think a guy named Lee. He's like a 36 year old man, and he decided to change his life after his family like told him the error of his ways. Um,
Exactly. It's like who's the family members to be like, oh, you a narcissist?
I mean, they probably saw them traits. They probably saw him doing shit that was detrimental to the whole family, but it was good for him. Like maybe he would just stay out all night for 3 hours or whatever. I mean, until like 3 a.m. or something. Like you got kids at home, bro. Like why is you not at home? Like maybe it was something like that, and they saw it and they felt like, nah, we can't. We see you doing this, and we just want to tell you to error your ways.
That's immature, but narcissistic? I don't know.
I mean, when you got kids, they got to go
I
to
mean,
school the next day.
you just ain't grown up enough. Like
I don't know.
I don't know. People choose their partners. You probably was doing that shit before.
That's true. That's true.
Some people just don't grow up as quickly as others. I don't mean they're narcissistic though, in my opinion.
So how would you feel if your wife came to you and told you that you was acting a certain type of way? Like,
I've had people tell me I'm narcissistic.
yeah,
Yeah.
how did that make you feel, Dr. Phil voice?
I was like, they narcissistic.
No, you can't fight fire with fire. But did you really feel that way, or you were just trying to fight fire with fire?
No, I don't feel that way, but I feel like qualities is just it's like why would you say that? I feel like just people just say that when you're confident and you believe in yourself and you're just very strong in your own opinion and what you want to do. Like people could throw narcissistic at you. Like that's a typical word that can happen. They be like, "Oh, you only care about yourself and what you want to do." Blah blah blah. I'm like, no, I'm just focusing on myself and my career right now. It's not. I don't believe like you should be labeled a narcissist just focusing on yourself and trying to better yourself.
It says a person that ignores the needs of those around them and does not understand the effect their behavior has on other people. So I don't know. I think if somebody told me that, like I would try to look within. I don't know. But that's why this narc talk confused me because like I didn't know that narcissists could be self-aware. So it's like, would you even be open to like, okay, if somebody told you that, would you be open to being like, all right, well, let me go, analyze myself, or let me go talk to somebody to,
Yeah, you have to go
really,
to a therapist. And
yeah.
I don't even believe what therapist trying to tell me. Oh, you a narcissist or just throwing names at me. I'd be like,
So who do you
I
believe?
wouldn't even. I believe me.
Okay.
If I feel like I got a problem, then I got a problem. I don't need somebody else to tell me I got a problem. I mean, you could tell me, but like if I don't feel the same way with you, it's hard for me to like sit there and compartmentalize something.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like like if like I of course I give it some serious thought. I'd be like, like when I heard the word,
That's it. Just
yeah, like I might think about it a little bit and like maybe another day, it just like kind of brief, like just when I'm just sitting down or watch TV, like man, I remember like, and then just think about my life and just kind of like go by day, like how could this person come up with this type of
right,
idea of me?
right, right,
Like when
right.
you got your
Yeah.
own alone time, you just thinking. But if you don't feel like you do, even when you think through it, you try to like I don't know, like I feel like you're gonna get trapped in trying to believe what these labels that people put on you.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you to a certain extent. Like, because I feel like nobody sees us. Like we have our ideas of who we are. Like when we look in the mirror, but then I feel like the whole world, every single person sees us differently than we see ourselves. So I just take that into account.
Exactly. Like people can just look at you on the street and be like, "Man, this guy here, he looks like a thief." Like without actually even getting to know you. Or this guy here is can do violence, or
Yeah,
he look aggressive.
right. But don't even know him. Don't know he be knitting sweaters.
Be a
Like,
aggressive black woman. Like, oh, this aggressive black woman. Like you don't
hmm
even know her or spoke to her.
yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. But I'm saying, like, my example was somebody that you married to, like your wife, who should know you. And if they did bring something to you, then she probably would know.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
But
Like they would
hey,
know your ways.
you married that person.
Like, girl, you married me, so I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Like that's your choice.
you knew you knew what it was when you signed up.
Exactly. Don't get mad now.
No, that's real. That's some real shit. But yeah, so yeah, like I said, this shit was interesting. Go check out that NarkTok shit. I think it's on TikTok. You can kind of get a little bit more of an idea of what we talking about and interact with us, man. Let us know if we're off the mark or if we're on the mark or just whatever your general thoughts are about these topics that we discussed today. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our love and hate game. So let's talk about India Shawn right quick. So the first one I want to bring up is India Shawn, Don't Play With My Heart. So how do you feel about that one? Love or hate?
Man, I'm loving this record right here. Don't Play in My Heart by India Shawn. And when I heard this record, it made me want to go deeper. And that's the name of her project, into her catalog. This whole project has been extraordinary. I love her voice, the lyrics, everything's just amazing from top to bottom with this project. So, yeah, so go make sure you go check out that record.
Yeah, man. Yeah, she's super dope. She one of the like low key R&B singers that I fuck with that I be trying to tell people about. She's
Yeah,
super dope.
kind of remind me of like Andre. Like I don't know what it is about this new R&B music scene, but I'm very impressed. And like women they taking over. They got way more to say than these niggas. All right, so let's go ahead and go into the first track I got for you, and that is by Vori, "Fuck Being Famous" featuring Bean.
Yeah, so for this one, I was going through this random people that I was like, damn, I wonder if they had dropped some shit recently. So I went and looked up Reese LaFleur. He was somebody, I think he's from Atlanta. He was fucking with Key, who's an artist from Atlanta as well. So, and then I came across a song from Reese LaFleur featuring Vori. I forgot what it was called, but that made me go listen to Vori. And so I came across this Vori project where I found that "Fuck Being Famous" on with Beam, who I fuck with Beam too, because I don't know, I just be listening to random people sometimes. So I fuck with Beam, and that so I felt like let me go ahead and listen to this song.
That's a lot of people.
I know,
I don't even know who Beam is.
yeah,
That's a
Beam,
weird name.
yeah, I
Beam.
know he's from Miami. I don't know who he signed to. I want to say he signed to somebody big, but think I heard about him a couple years ago.
I don't know why that just sound like an Atlanta name, like Beam.
Beam,
Yeah,
like Glock with the beam,
yeah.
like something like
That's
that.
what made me think about. Like, man, he probably shooting shit.
Yeah, no, but he kind of got like a like when I first heard of him, he kind of got like a I want to say he Caribbean of some sort, so he kind of got that little vibe as well. But
I'm gonna have to check him out then.
yeah, check out Beam. He was actually on remember you was talking about the Ombre project? I think he was on there too.
Oh, word.
Yeah, I want to say Beam was on one of them songs. But but now for Fuck Being Famous, I think it was cool, man. Like I like the beat a lot. Like the beat was real dope.
Oh shit, he is on one of my favorite songs. I ain't
Mm-hmm.
even know that was on Illusions. Okay.
Yep. Yep, that's him. For Fuck Being Famous, I mean, I'm just gonna go ahead and say Hate, even though I added it to my playlist. It just didn't all the way catch my ear because I feel like they wasn't talking about nothing too crazy on here. Like I know Beam said something, or Vori said something about like we smoking on your homie and shit like that. Like how many times people done said that? So, but it was a cool record. I still added it to my playlist because I like the beat, and I'm excited to ride out and listen to that shit. But other than that, let me go ahead and get into the next joint that I have for you, and that is "Pain" by Rowdy Rebel. Love or hate?
Roddy Rebel just got out of jail like what about a year ago or something like that, and this is his first album.
Mm-hmm.
Roddy vs. Rebel just recently came out. I was anticipating this project for sure. I mean, they had like some Lucy's and songs that's been going out over, I would say, like the past year. And I mean, I was kind of excited when I heard tracks like "Woo Nina" because it's just like that energy from the GS9. So when I heard this record here, it was a little bit more introspective side of Rowdy. It wasn't all like energy and um, like shooting shit up or like gang shit like it kind of normally is, like his normal style.
Mm-hmm.
But hearing this record here, Pain, it was a pain to listen to this project. And it was a pain to listen to this song. My
Damn.
man, he just can't rap. I was not interested like listening to this shit at all. Um, it just I see what he was trying to do, but he just did not execute. And I think he needs some help with some like penmanship and like have some songwriters on his team that can that can help him out. Like whoever Pop Smoke and like 50 Cent or something got to helping him write these records. He needs somebody like that. Like if he's trying to go like more in that bag or like you could find somebody to get you that record that's trying to get across what you're trying to say. I feel like he just need to work with some more people. And
Mm.
yeah.
So that shit was just trash all around, pretty much.
Yeah, it's just trash. Overall, like the project, I'm just not liking it. I just think he just needs help with writing. But yeah, of course, on his songs that have like energy and like typical rowdy shit, like drill shit, it's like it's smooth. But I'm not trying to hear 20 songs for fucking Rowdy Rebel. Like, I'm just not. I'm not feeling it at all. So let's go ahead and move on. Lil Uzi Vert, Cigarette.
Yeah, man. So I guess he just dropped that red and white tape. For some reason, he dropped like some of the songs separately, so it's not all together. But if you go to his page, like on Apple Music or Spotify, you can find all of them. But for this song, Cigarette, I mean, I thought it was probably the best one on the tape that I heard so far. Because I haven't heard the whole thing. I haven't heard like the other Lucy's yet, but I like the beat a lot.
Was he
I
talking
think that
about smoking cigarettes?
yeah, he was. He was talking about like, damn, my mama gonna hate hearing this, but I'm smoking on cigarettes right now or something like that. And he said something about cigarettes take the pain away, or take me away from the drama or something like that. But I don't know. I like the way he was singing on here. He was like, his voice inflection was real interesting. It's not something I've heard from Uzi in a while, where he did
Okay.
like something like out of the ordinary to me. But
He getting away from like that weed bag and getting in that tobacco bag.
a little bit, yeah, Yeah, so maybe he's trying to quit weed right now, so that's why he made that. But yeah, it was cool. I go ahead and say love because, like I said, it was just something that was just like out of the ordinary for me to hear him on the track like this. Not even just him talking about cigarettes, but just like how he was like he said something like he was like Pondy River, Pondy Bank. Like he was getting in his like Jamaican bag a little bit too, which he not Jamaican, I don't think. But I don't know. It was just a cool vibe from Uzi, man. I'm glad to see it, and I'm ready for this pink tape for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm definitely excited for that new tape. I still gotta hear that project too, but
Yeah.
I'm not excited about hearing somebody rap or sing about some cigarettes. I don't know.
I
I
mean,
mean, I gotta hear it.
what was Chance the Rapper talking about? Cigarettes on cigarettes. My mama think I'm stank or some shit like that. Like you fuck with that shit.
No, I didn't.
You ain't fuck with that song? Cocoa, what is it? Cocoa Butter something?
Oh, Cocoa Butter Kisses.
Yeah, you fuck with that record.
Now, why you say that?
All right. Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Let's move on to the next one there. Let's talk about Cousin Stiz on Deck featuring Nate Husser. Did you love or hate that one?
I haven't heard Cousin Stiz in a moment, so I went back on my back to the old music I used to listen to from him, and like, man, this dude he was pretty hard back in the day, like on some of his tracks and shit. So I was looking up some new records from him, and this was the latest one that I saw. On Deck by Cousin Stiz and Nate Husser. I don't know who Nate Husser is. Maybe it's some person he's working with, but Cousin Stiz on this record, it was just slow, like even slower than his old style that I remember, because it's been some years since I even heard it. It's been probably a few years, but yeah, I just feel like Cousin Stiz was just blown out of his fucking mind on this record. It didn't sound good. It just sound real lazy, and I didn't like the record at all. I didn't want to hear him like rapping like this and just be like, man, it's just the fall off is crazy sometimes with artists that you used to really enjoy, and that's kind of how I feel about the record. So
Yeah, being blowed as hell on the song don't always translate to being like great. And so
nah, not at
sometimes people,
all.
yeah, people need to, be cognizant of that. Like sometimes you gotta go in there sober. Or not high as a kite, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just completely it just sound like you was just gone.
Yeah.
Like you not no Currency or no Wiz Khalifa. Like you just on there just I don't know. It sounded like maybe you probably were freestyling that shit. I don't know.
Hmm.
It just didn't sound good.
Yeah, he was probably punching in or something.
Yeah. So the last track that we got here by Rico Nasty, Blow Me. How you feeling about that?
Man, I always look forward to new Rico Nasty just because even when she first came out, when she had that shit like, Smack a Bitch and like Pressing Me and all them songs like before.
Yeah, I fuck with Rico
Uh,
Nasty. Like she was
yeah,
literally one of my like favorite when she first started on like female
yeah.
rappers anyways.
She was hard. And even when she started doing like I think it was like 2020, she started doing like this hyper pop type sound where she did like this song called iPhone.
Yeah, I feel like
Like
she
that shit.
definitely been getting her pop back.
Yeah, like so that was even like I was like, okay, I fuck with that shit too. But this shit right here, this Blow Me, it's just super generic to me. Like, I feel like she didn't do nothing like super interesting on here. Where I'll go back and listen to it over and over again, like her old shit. Beat was cool, it was okay. The shit she was saying was not really it to me, so I probably won't go back and visit it, like I said. But one song that is hard though. Duke Deuce got a song called "Falling Off" where Rico Nasty is on there. Like it's like a rock sample. Like that shit is hard, and that came out
Mm.
this year. So I wish she would have kept that same energy on this, but for some reason she dropped the ball to me. So I'll go ahead and say hate on that one. So let's wrap this up right here and go ahead and get up out of here. I guess do you want to do highlights today or how you feeling about that?
I mean, the only thing I will highlight that I feel like I've been really listening to would be that India Shawn project. I know I had one of those songs that I spoke about earlier. Don't Play with My Heart. This project is called Before We Go Deeper. it's an amazing project and a piece of work. Also, earlier I was talking about Nope. Go and check that out. Like black horror films, you don't really see that too often.
Mm-mm.
So I like getting it's fresh, and I like horror and thriller type movies. So I enjoyed it. It definitely seemed like it had a big budget. A lot of money went into it. I like Keke Palmer. I like Daniel Kaluuya.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was. Those are my highlights. What about you?
Yeah, I fuck with anything Keke Palmer do, like anything, bro. Like I don't know, something about her. She just seemed like a super dope person. Um, for me this week, I want to highlight the I be
She definitely has some
uh,
fits.
who Keke Palmer.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, definitely. So today I want to highlight, one of my favorite artists from the last couple of years, UnoTheActivist. So he has a song with him and his brother MDMA, or they call him Molly sometimes. They got a song called "Give No Fucks." I don't know. That's just one of them songs. Anytime I come on the playlist, like it's hard as hell. So shout out to UnoTheActivist and his brother MDMA. Go listen to "Give No Fucks." And with that being said, we can go ahead and get the fuck up out of here. So thank you so much for listening, man. This has been the Friends Podcast, man. Tap in with us everywhere we are.
peace and love.
We out.